one step below Bafeng's most powerful mid-drive. It's listed as a 600 watt motor, but it actually puts out a peak 1200 watts. It's also pushing 120 newton meters of torque, which if you aren't up to date on your torque tables, that's basically a ton of torque. For comparison, Bosch's most powerful Performance Line CX motor only puts out 75 newton meters of torque, which is just over half the torque of this M600 motor. And most of Bosch's motors found on the majority of Bosch-powered e-bikes out there have even lower numbers than that. So basically, this translates into a motor that can pull hard, whether it's off-the-line torque or hill climbing stamina. Next, the bike is powered by a 700 watt-hour 48 volt battery made with Panasonic cells. That's enough for around 20 to 55 miles of range, or 32 to 88 kilometers, depending on whether you're going with a throttle or pedal assist operation. My bike did not have a throttle on it, though throttles are an optional accessory, and that meant that I was on pedal assist only. With me putting in a good amount of the work on my own, I was hitting ranges of around 45 miles or 70 kilometers with mixed trail and street riding, so that's pretty good in my opinion. Next up, let's check out the components, which will have to be pretty good to warrant an MSRP of $2,999. Up front, we've got a Suntour air fork with adjustable preload and lockout, and then back here we've got a D&M air shock with adjustable preload, dampening, and lockout. Both are pretty good parts, though certainly not top shelf. We've also got other bike parts that are of similar high-end but not top shelf level, such as the Tektro Auriga hydraulic disc brakes and the Shimano Alivio shifters and drivetrain. So basically, this is an upper mid-tier level bike when it comes to components. Between the full suspension, the powerful 1.2 kilowatt peak motor, the 700 watt-hour battery, and the upper level parts, the $2,999 price tag seems fair to me. But the biggest question is, how does it ride? And this is where the bike really shines. It's simply a blast. Now, I love these full suspension e-bikes, especially when they come with powerful mid-drives like this. And at just 58 pounds or 26 kilograms, it doesn't feel overly heavy on the trails. Now yes, I know 58 pounds is heavy for a mountain bike, but I've also ridden 90-pound electric mountain bikes, so this one feels like a feather in comparison. And while I often enjoy fat tires, the fact that these 3-inch tires are smaller helps drop the weight and also keep the bike fairly nimble. And I'm no expert at trail riding either, so I'll take every extra bit of nimbleness I can get, thank you very much. And the bike even works great on the road as well. It's certainly a bit heavier than most commuter bikes I ride, and the full suspension does soak up a decent amount of your pedal force, but you can always lock out the suspension if you want, plus the powerful motor helps overcome the resistance of a larger, heavier bike for road use. And man, if this thing had a throttle, it'd almost feel like an awesome electric moped between the big tires and that full suspension. And the fact that I can easily ride this bike on the street to get to my favorite trails, then head back home the same way, no truck necessary, is a big advantage to me. At the end of the day, you'll have to decide if a bike of this level is what you need. It's a lot of bike, it's a lot of power, it's even a lot of battery at 700 watt hours. And all of that does help contribute to that higher price tag. But if you want to ride harder trails and value the comfort of full suspension combined with the power of a motor like this, then the price is worth it in my opinion.